Good afternoon.
Hello. Hi.
I'm Jana Collins.
Hi, Ms.
Uh,
Collins. How are you?
um,
The person who's going to be doing your hearing is Cam Merrill, and he's not on yet.
okay.
So he'll be on in a few minutes, I'm sure. So you don't
Oh,
need to, you can just come back at 3 o'clock.
okay. I don't want to like touch anything and do anything wrong. I do have a question. Can you see me?
No, no.
I didn't think so.
We don't have to see you anyway, as long as you're on there. We can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I just don't know what button to push to see.
You have to see if you have any video, but I'll let you work that out in the next 10 minutes. It's up to you.
Okay.
I'm
Thank
not
you.
going to be
No
doing your
problem.
hearing, so I'm just going to be Cam
Okay.
Merrill. I'm just
Fine.
here to get things set up for him. That's all.
Thank you so much.
I can see you now.
Thank you. I see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you can just shut your video off and usually in the bottom left-hand corner. Okay.
Okay.
All
Fine.
right. Wow, that's so fucking. Um, Okay. Hey, Cam.
Hey Jocelyn, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Good, good, good.
Okay, so must be a little noisy. I'm doing some printing here. Um, so as far as sharing goes, can you see the share button on the bottom of your screen?
Yep.
Okay, so if you click that, what does it tell
Oh
you?
yeah, I know how to do it. I just didn't know if I was going to be like an authorized person to do it.
I'm going to look at share settings right now over on the right, and it says when others share, maintain the current size, scale to fit. When I share, choose individual windows. Um, my understanding is everybody is allowed to share at all times. I've not ever changed it. So host tools for sharing, maintain current location. Um, how many participants can share at one, only one at a time? Who can share? All participants, it says.
Yeah. All right, I'll just do it.
Yeah, who can share when someone else is sharing the host? So only just one at a time, then you're gonna be good.
Yep. I'll just
Okay.
I'll just share mine. Make it easy.
Okay, great. All right, thank you. Thanks for doing this.
My pleasure.
I'll sign off. Good luck.
Thanks.
I can get off here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, hi. I'm Janet Collins and I am here, but I don't know how many people are joining us.
Sounds
Um,
good.
yeah, so I know I'm 5 minutes early on, but so it's how many people will there be, you know?
Never really know until it starts.
Okay.
You can just sit tight, mute
Yeah.
yourself, and we'll get going, and then we'll
Oh,
we'll call on you when the time comes.
okay. I'll just put the video off and wait till I hear from my name. Okay.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Can the folks that just say iPhone identify yourself, please, just so I know if you're board members or not? Scott, how you doing?
Good about yourself, Kim.
Good, thank you. I think it's you, me, Ian, Max, and Jerry.
Perfect.
How you doing, Max?
I'm doing well. How are you, Ken?
Good. Jerry, how we doing? Jerry, you just gotta unmute yourself. Perfect.
Hello, everybody.
All right, so I think we're just waiting for Ian. Unless Ian, are you one of the folks on iPhone? Wait a couple minutes. Checking again. Ian, are you on? Ian. Does anyone have Ian's cell phone number to text him?
Scott.
Let me. I will call. See if I can get his number.
You have Jocelyn's number? We can text her.
Yeah, I'll give her a call.
Thank you.
All right. So we are trying to reach Ian. As of right now, we have 4 members: Scott O'Frias, Cameron Merrill. I'm chairing today for this first hearing, as Jocelyn has recused herself. Max Casper and Jerry is on. I saw Jerry. Yes, thank you. Jerry Raphael. So, Ms. Collins, the way this can work is with a 5-member board, you would need 4 votes. With a 4-member board, you need all 4 votes. I think that I'm pretty comfortable moving forward, but it's ultimately up to you. We're having trouble reaching one of the board members right now.
This is my one and only time. I really, is this, I would think with 5, there's 3 members right now.
We have 4 right now.
Oh, 4 right now, and all
So-
4 have to say.
Yeah, I think that, if, I'm pretty comfortable moving forward, but ultimately it's up to you.
Well, I want to move forward. I've been waiting for this day too.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Then I will call this meeting to order. It is July 22nd, 2026 at 3:03 p.m. Once again, my name is Cameron Merrill. I'm chairing for the first hearing today. With us is member Scott O'Frias, member Jerry Raffaelli, Raphael, and member Max Casper. The first matter before this board is 93 Fox Hill Road. Briefly, what's going to happen is I will read the notice, then the petitioner will present their case, followed by questions and comments from the board. We will then ask for anyone to speak in favor. We will then ask anyone to speak in opposition. Then the board only will deliberate. Then the board will take motions from board members and potentially have a vote. I'd ask everyone who is speaking today to begin their remarks by stating their name and their address. If you're here in your professional capacity, your professional address is sufficient. So that being said, I will read the hearing notice from the newspaper. Once again, it is a 3 p.m. public hearing for 93 Fox Hill Road on the petition filed by Janet Collins, trustee of the Janet Collins Family Trust, owner of the property located at 93 Fox Hill Road, Nahant, Massachusetts, appealing the denial by the building commissioner of a building permit to replace the existing front stairs and landing, demolish back covered porches and roof, and construct new 2-floor, 4-season sitting room with an Anderson double hung windows. The applicant seeks a special permit and/or variance from the proposed lot coverage of 27.8. The maximum allowed is 25%, and the proposed front setback of 3 feet 4 inches. The minimum allowed is 25 feet. That was posted on July 8th and 15th of 2026. So that being said, I will now introduce the applicant, Ms. Collins, and I thought that I saw your contractor on here possibly, but why don't you tell us a little bit about what you want to do here? I will share a screen with some of the
Kim, Ian's joined too, so now we have
oh,
5.
Ian's joined. Okay, great. Ian, welcome.
Okay. Okay,
Right.
so I should start. I thank you everyone for being here. I've been waiting for this day. So I guess I'll start with the front steps. Right now, when you come out of my house, you go right down the steps. There is no landing for you to land on. You have to start down the steps. So I'm just looking for safety to have a little landing, and then you go down the steps where you could grab onto the, side railing or whatever. My husband's close to 80, and I'm getting up there too. And so for safety, it's a safety reason why I'd like to go down and have the platform first. For the back porches, so that I'm going to have them taken down. And right now, to get to the back porch, you have to go out the hallway and then open the back door, go out into the hallway, and then open the door to the back porch and get in. It used to be a pantry in the kitchen. Now I use it as part of the kitchen. If I just get a little bit more room there, I can put a door right from my house into the back porches instead of have to go through the back hallway that's not heated and so on. So that's the part of that. I mean, does anyone have any questions or anything? I'm nervous and I'm not.
No problem. I'll ask for
Okay.
questions when the time comes up. Okay, so speaking of that, board members, do any of the board members have any questions, or would any of the board members like to see specific pages of the plans? You can just unmute yourself and jump in if you do.
I guess I have one quick question. So you're putting a second floor on the back,
There is a back porch there now.
and then
And they need attention. So I'm going to have them taken down and put back up so that they could be rooms, and not screened in, because right now my husband and I have to put in this that's screened in. So we have to put in like a little we have a plastic thing that we made and we put those in every season so that the snow doesn't come down in it. So we're gonna close it up, and so if it's part of the house, I have to go outside into the back porch to get to it. And I just need a little bit more room to put a door in that would take me right from the house into it. Um, yeah, so what would your question was, is it gonna be a whole new room? No, it's existing.
No, my question was if it's gonna be 2 floors.
Well, it is now. Yeah. So they need attention, so they have to be taken down and put back up. So um,
Can you see this where can you see the screen right now, Scott?
No, I can't. It says you're sharing the screen, but it's black.
Oh, let's see here. Can you see that now?
Yep. Okay, yeah.
So see this bump out?
Yep.
This is going to become flush with this wall and rebuilt. So
Okay.
they're bumping it out 1.6 feet or 1 foot 6 inches to match this frontage and then rebuilding it, but it's not going any deeper into the backyard.
Okay. And it's not a completely new second story
Right.
Right.
that makes the FAR less.
Jerry?
I think it's great. They need to be, conforming. The stairs are non-conforming. When you're 80 years old, you can't go down a set of stairs like that. And then in the back, they need to close that off and make it more conforming so they can live there. And I think I don't have a problem with this at all. I think it's great.
Okay, Max, any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
Ian?
No questions here.
Okay, at this time, I'll ask members of the public if any of you would like to speak in favor of this project. Please raise your hand or just jump in. Hearing none, any members of the public like to speak in opposition of this project? Please raise your hand or jump in. Hearing none, I will now start deliberations amongst members of the board only. I will just briefly start out by saying, looking at the zoning table, it appears that the two items that are being sought relief for here with lot coverage and front yard setback are already violations. Therefore, this situation, we are expanding a pre-existing nonconformity, invoking the so-called Section 6 finding. So if we are going to approve this, it would have to be subject to the Section 6 finding and a special permit for each of those. That being said, does anyone have any comments? Okay, I'll start by saying that I think that this is an appropriate project personally. I think that this is an example of a project that has been designed in a least intrusive manner to accomplish the goals of the applicant. I think it's a well thought out design. The plans show all the appropriate dimensions and provide us with the information we need to make the appropriate analysis. And I'm thankful for that. And I see no problem with this project, and I'm prepared to support it.
Can you guys ever just mute themselves?
I don't think I can do that from here. I think that whoever's going by Luigi, if you can mute your computer, please.
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, where is it? 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 Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, do you mind muting, please?
Yeah, no, forgive me. I'm trying to make some pasta for the kids. Everything's good. As long as the kids eat, we're all good. Talk to me
Yeah.
again. What do you want to hear? My name?
No, I'm just asking you to mute your computer, please, or your television.
Okay. All right. Well, very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So I think that, let's see, Scott, any comments?
No, I think you summed it up pretty well. I think this is done exactly according to plan and it's well thought out. I think it's a great project.
Ian, Max?
No
I don't have-
comments here either. I think
Okay.
you summed it up.
Thanks. Okay, I will
I don't
take a
have any
motion.
issues either.
Well, after you, okay?
If someone wants to propose a motion, I will take that pursuant to section 6. In this case, it would have to be a motion that the project is to make a finding that the project is not more substantially detrimental than the existing condition. First would be the first motion. So if anyone wants to make that motion, you can just say moved, and I'll take that.
Say move.
All right, Jerry with the motion. Do we have a second?
Second,
Scott with the second. Would anyone like to speak on this motion? Okay, I'll take a vote. All in favor, say aye.
I, Gerardo Raphael.
aye, Scott O'Frias.
Aye, Ian Brown.
Max Casper, aye.
Cameron Merrill votes aye, so we have made the section 6 finding. I'll now take a motion to approve a special permit for this project on the front yard setback and the lot coverage.
Say moved.
Second.
A second?
Second,
Seconded by Jerry.
Thank you. Okay, I'll take votes, please.
I,
Brown.
Jerry Raphael. Gerardo Raphael.
Aye, Ian Brown.
aye, Scott O'Frias.
Max Casper, aye.
And Cameron Merrill votes aye. The vote carries. Ms. Collins, congratulations.
Thank
This
you.
has been passed.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm all
Now
set.
you can drop or continue to listen. It's up to you. Okay, so now we are moving into the second matter, and I believe Jocelyn's going to jump back in on the second matter.
Hi,
Our
Cam.
fearless leader, she's
Yes,
arrived.
how are you? That was great. You were nice and fast. Thank you so much for covering that for us, for me, and for
No problem.
Max for covering for David. So we have to just wait for Dave Walsh to join us, and then we can start the next hearing. I think the next hearing we had Scott, Cam, David, myself, and one other, Jerry. Okay, so as soon as David comes on, matter of fact, I think I'll text him and let him know that we're ready, because he may not think we'd be done that quickly. Let's give David Walsh a few minutes to join us. I'm sure he'll be right along. Let's check back to get to each other in about 2 or 3 minutes.
Hey, Jocelyn. I'm in there. Yep. Okay, all right, Bella.
Good afternoon, everyone. Is everyone present for the matter of, or the owners and their architect for the matter of 10 Fallon Way?
Yes.
Great, thank you. It looks like all of our members are present. And we are just about to get started. Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. It is about 3:18 p.m. Let me make sure Cam, are you on?
Yes.
I see you. Okay, great.
Yes.
So we have today at 3:19 p.m., July 22nd, 2026. My name is Jocelyn Campbell, and we have with us David Walsh, Cameron Merrill, Gerardo Raphael, Scott O'Frias, and I think that's it. It's all of us, right? And we are here today to hear the continuation of this matter. On the last date, we talked about the private versus public way being an issue, trying to understand that road, and whether we need a special permit or a variance, the basement depth, and also we talked about the zoning table, and we asked that it be certified by the architect. It looks like some new plans have been submitted, but in terms of the private versus public way, we did ask town council for to assist with that, and we were not able to get a definitive answer. He was unable to locate the information he needed to do that. We did find out that it was a public way, and it was approved in 2 parts. So we are at a loss on that piece, but just hold that aside for a minute, and let's talk about the fact we're going to get the new plans in. Did all the members receive the new plans? They did? Okay. And so, would Miss Allen, did you like to speak today and tell us about the updates?
Yes, Jean Allen, JMA Architects, 4 New Street, Newburyport, Massachusetts. Can I ask Luigi a quick question? Because he did some research into that zone and I believe he discovered from the town assessor that it was a private way. Is that correct, Luigi?
Gene, can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Gene, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. I'm glad everybody can hear me. Okay, great. Yeah, they told me it's private, private. Yeah, can't get more private than that, they told me.
Okay. So we
They
have
did
2
not say
different
it's public.
opinions.
Nope.
No,
Okay, all
the
right.
way
The
Mr.
assessor's
Luigi,
office.
yeah, the assessor's office isn't the one that makes that decision, though.
Well, so how can somebody give you that information? And how can we own this house for more than a year and not get that straight away?
I don't know. I don't have
Shouldn't
an
that
answer for you.
be, you called. Okay, so how do we get that answer, miss?
I don't
Ma'am.
know. I don't know, but we're going to try and figure it out for you. But right now, I can tell you that it was voted in as a public way in 1993. And whether that was done correctly, we don't know. If it was done incorrectly, then all the streets that were voted in that year are incorrect. But it was voted in as in 2 parts. So what we're trying to determine is where those parts begin and end. And what is the status of the part that your house is on? Because your house is definitely on the way. Well,
So it's on the paper street. Okay,
I
so our
understand that
street.
what they say. I understand that's what the assessor told you, but I don't know that that's, accurate. That's something that, I was aware of them saying that. I received a handwritten,
Is this?
somebody wrote Paper Street on a plan. I received that. Okay, so we don't have that resolved yet, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Can we share the screen? Can I show the architectural drawings?
Sure, yeah.
All right, so we would like to move forward with the special permit application. We are using the exact same dimensions, exact same footprint of the existing residence. It's a 1-story house, as the existing house is, with 2 bedrooms. we move the entry from the paper street over to the other side of the house. And it's basically just a one-story gable end house with a cathedral ceiling, and we do have a gable end pitched roof. It's 4 feet above the existing ridge. And we have this is the alleyway off Fallon Way. We have an entrance to the basement. And we have siding on this wall, and then the rest of the walls, we have a combination of siding and concrete. Basically, we're going to remove the foundation, which is just rubble stone, and use the same cavity that where the stones are. We're removing the stone. There'll be a cavity there in the ground, and we'll use the cavity area to form our concrete foundation walls. So we don't anticipate a lot of excavation, and we don't anticipate having we're trying to make it as less disruptive as possible when it comes to pouring this new foundation. On the hillside, we have that is the entrance there on the left-hand side, and then we have solar panels on that roof. And you'll be able to see the top of the bulkhead on the right-hand side. And then from the side yard, we have a bulkhead, and the site drops down from the hillside and it steps down. We do have a 2 feet by 3 foot trench to collect water. Any runoff that comes from the side yard, that will be collected. And then we will have gutters and downspouts along the long walls. So we'll have gutters and downspouts along the back wall, and then this wall as well, and it will connect at this point at the paper street. And these are the drawings of the existing house. And so the floor plan, same size, footprint, same positioning of the house on the site. And only difference is that the entry stairs will be flipped to the other side of the house on the upper hillside. That we're getting rid of the steps that are sitting on the street right now, and we're moving the entrance to the opposite side of the structure. Rich, do you want to talk about the site? We have the site engineer on the call also.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Good afternoon. Rich Williams with Williams and Spragus. Our offices are in Middleton, Massachusetts.
I need you to go to call.
Luigi, can you mute your can you mute,
Yeah,
please?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I
No problem.
gotta throw this phone away. Yep, thank you. All right.
So as the architect said, that we are maintaining the same footprint of the house. And as we talked at the last meeting, we've got 2 infiltration trenches, one on the as you face the house from the street on the back, and then one on the parking lot, a parking area across the street. Also collecting the roof runoff and discharging it into the existing pipe in the street. I'd like to share. Can I share my screen, please?
Sure.
As long as Jean gets
Stop
off,
share.
only one person at a time can share.
Okay, I stopped sharing.
Okay. And one of the things that we did and was to address concerns that were brought up at the last meeting was we pulled our retaining wall in towards our site and made the entire wall 3 feet high. An error on the plan is that this old wall was left there. We are not planning on doing the 8-foot wall. That is not needed because we're only building this 3-foot wall. And that is substantially separated from the existing walls and will not have an effect on the walls above. And this is the existing outlet for the drainage that exists on the street. We are, as we were before, planning to connect several outlets that are discharging uphill and putting them into that pipe so we can minimize the flow of water that gets to the down gradient homes. And I just want to, I know I brought this screen up last time, but this is Mass GIS, Massachusetts's contours and mapping. And this is 10 Fallon Way, this little lot here.
Yes.
This is Fallon Way. And this red line indicates generally what the watershed, meaning water that falls on this area flows to the people, to our house and folks below us. We are capturing our piece, which is, the roof, and then adding infiltration trenches on either side.
Mhm.
But there isn't a scenario where someone's going to come in here and develop this lot and fix the issue. We're doing our little piece, but all of this water comes down the hill and we can't stop it. We have no control over it. And I know folks are concerned about what's happening, but it's not something that we can control. We are just trying to do our best to not, to make it a little bit better, not make it worse. And that's that for me.
Okay. And can I ask a question from you, Mrs. Burgess? Did you have a chance to review did anyone send to you the comments from the neighbor and the mock-up of the plan?
Yes. Would you like me to go through that?
I think it would be helpful. Do the other members want to do that as well? Did you all see the plan that came from the neighbor?
Sure.
That'd be super helpful.
Okay, if you
Okay.
don't mind, sir, that would be helpful. I want to hear
Yep, I don't mind.
on that. And but before you go into that, did you when you talk about connecting to all those those outlets, I believe last time we had someone from the town on. I don't know if Zach is on right now. Zach, are you on today? I don't know if he's on, but did you have a chance to talk with Zach at the town?
We did. We talked about doing these connections
Okay.
and discharging to where it discharges now, and he was okay with that.
Okay.
And I don't want to speak for him, but we've had that conversation more than once, and he's been okay with it. There's really, without someone installing a full drainage system in Fallon Way, which we don't have the right to do, there's really not much else we can do.
Okay, that brings up an important question because, one of my concerns would be if the town were to install a drainage system in Fallon Way, would they not have to move this house? I mean, how could they do it with the house there?
It's a good-
Well, I don't think they can move the house because they don't have the right to do that.
Yeah,
It's not their real estate.
yeah.
So-
that's a good
so
I mean,
question.
Mr. Williams-
they have as much right to move this
Yeah,
house
let's not
as
talk
any
about the
other
rights
house.
right now, Mr. Bragg. So we're just curious about if you talked about the connections, if you could comment on
They
their
would
plan.
not have to move the house. They would put the pipe in the part of the road.
Okay, let's talk about moving
Over
the
here.
plan, the plan that they edited. I want to see what your comments are on that.
Yep, I've got it up here.
Okay.
Mr. Williams,
Yes, sir.
this is Jerry from the board. Hey, so this CB that you have on top of the hill, that's pre-existing conditions, right?
That exists, correct.
That exists, and that pipe goes into this drain manhole.
Now, that drain manhole is something that we're
Exists.
proposing to put in so that we can connect these other pipes to it.
Okay,
It's a
so that's
location
going to improve.
for a connection.
That's going to improve. Yeah. Well, they'll be able to clean the DPW will be able to clean the pipe too.
Yeah, they'll be able to get into that and clean it.
It'd
Yep.
be, that's right. So you're improving in the infrastructure in to that.
It's an improvement. It's not, again, I don't want to sell it as like we're gonna fix all the problems up there because
Fair.
the pipe is small and
No.
we're collecting stuff and putting it into it, and it's not designed for any particular storm, which it can't be. So it's better for the neighbors, I would say, that are downhill from here. And probably doesn't affect anyone else.
That so massive, it just runs right over that curb line. When you have
Jerry,
big
you coming in
enough
and out? Jerry, you're coming in and out. Your reception's not very good right now.
stuff. I know. I get a good Wi-Fi. Maybe I'm not speaking loud enough.
Maybe now
but
it's working
It looks
better.
like there's improvements to the
Yeah, that's
so
better.
it looks like there's improvements to the pipe. So
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Um,
One, the comments.
so
Do you want me
these
to put up
comments
their
here are
plan?
discussing,
Sir?
there's an existing curb here, an existing buttress wall, and this concrete wall. We are not changing any of that. Those are existing. The concern of the neighbor is the vicinity of this 3-foot high wall to their wall, and my answer is our 3-foot wall is not going to have an adverse effect on their wall. They did raise the question about the vegetation below the wall. Is it going to stay? They've had it removed a couple of times, and I'd rather have a conversation with them, but it's an invasive species. It's Japanese knotwood, and it should be removed. And if they're relying on Japanese knotwood as a stabilization method for a constructed retaining wall, it seems a little bit odd to me. I'd be happy to review their design plan. But maybe taking the knotwood out, I mean, that's their property for the most part. And we're not proposing to touch that. In this area here is crushed stone, which if there's Japanese knotwood, it's growing intermittently, and I don't think anyone have a problem if they left it or removed it, but most of it is out of our control. This area here, we're not planning to touch, and this wall, again, is very far from their wall.
Okay. Was that
And it says, why root this town system instead of allowing it to percolate into the ground? The answer is it doesn't really percolate into the ground. It runs on the surface and ends up at the house that's below us, because it just goes around our house. And we've been asked by that neighbor to help them out. This does not affect these folks, so I'm not sure why they would advocate for not putting it in the pipe. It just makes sense to do that. And then they sent cross sections that show their wall in relation to this 3-foot wall. This wall, this cross section A is discussing the cross section, including our 8-foot wall, which we're not doing. So it's not really relevant, but this,
Sir, could you
this-
make it look a little bigger? Can you make your picture a
Sure
little
thing.
bigger? 'Cause I can't really see that well. No, just yet. That's better. That's better. Yeah. Okay.
so this is the zone of influence, this purple line, which means if you're working within there, then we would be adversely affecting this wall. But we're not, we're out here. And not my master's degree is in geotechnical engineering. I design retaining walls all the time. So I'm confident that we're not going to create an issue for the uphill folks building this wall. And they asked what kind of wall. It's a boulder wall. We're going to build it with boulders and fill the voids with smaller rocks. It's not going to be mortared. It's just going to be a boulder wall. It's short enough that it's not really, it doesn't need to be structurally designed.
Are you talking about a 3-foot high?
Yep.
Mr. Williams, it's a 3-foot high non-structural wall. So it's not, and it's gonna add soil to the bottom of the existing wall that's above. So it's gonna protect that wall that's there now. That
Yeah,
concrete wall.
we're cutting that dirt out. So it's not really adding dirt at the top. We're matching the grade at the top of the wall and pulling the material out so we can flatten the area below it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you're still gonna retain, you're still retaining it better than what it is now.
Right, that's true.
It's not washing, so it's gonna be a lot more stable than what it is.
Yep.
This plan's a lot better than the ones that you came in with the last time. You moved the stairs out of the right of way. I mean, you're using the existing
Stairs are out of the right of way. We took a story off. We're not doing a basement,
Yeah.
which addresses, I think, the concerns that were brought up at the last meeting.
Yeah, and you're using the existing footprint.
Correct.
Yes. We are doing a basement though, Rich. But it is 1 story.
But Jean, is the basement going to be the same? Because didn't you say that you were going to use the same cavity?
For the
And-
walls.
Yeah, the plans are improved, I thought, but it's interested to see what everybody else thinks about that. But no, little or no excavation, correct?
Right.
I mean, they'll still have to do something, Jocelyn, just to get the footings in to make code. They'll have to do a small amount of excavation, but they're using the existing footprint, so most of it would be already excavated.
Is it possible if I ask a question on this point, because that's what I was going to bring up anyway? You mentioned that it's going to be the existing foundation, the depth. The existing foundation is about 5.5 feet. According to the plans, the depth of the cellar is going to be 6 foot 11 inches. So we're now talking about another 1.5 feet for the floor of the basement. And then there's going to be another foot or so that's going to have to be for the pouring of the foundation. So we're talking 7 feet being dug within 5 feet of my house.
Okay, so Robin,
I don't-
Mr.
I think
Stefano,
that- I don't think that
I'm gonna
that's-
propose that to the architect, okay? Because you're
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah, I don't think it's accurate
First.
because the elevation of the crawl space now is roughly the same as the cellar floor. Am I correct there, Gene?
It's a little bit higher. It's at least 1.5 feet higher.
Right.
The
So
existing, yeah, it's higher.
we don't need to. When I said we're not doing a cellar, I meant that we're not excavating out to put another story in below the ground. That
Right.
elevation of the cellar floor is we're not going to be digging to get it, or we might be just cleaning up a little bit to get it.
I would rather
Nice.
have the second floor on. than the basement. I'm really concerned about my
Well, we're not
foundation.
doing, we're not digging it out.
I don't know how you're going to get a 6.5 foot cellar in that space without having to dig it up.
We're using the existing cavity where the existing
It's only 5
stone
feet.
foundation is. We're going to build the forms around where the existing foundation is. Well, they'll have to form the do the form work for the cellar wall, the basement walls. But the cavity will be there once the stone is removed. Once the stone from the foundation is removed, there'll be an opening in the soil. And so we're going to use the same area for the new. It's just a matter of adding form work so that we can pour the walls.
Okay, Jean, is it fair to say that
It's gonna
the
be-
foundation part will protrude a little higher from the ground than the existing?
Yes, the new floor is 1 foot 7 inches higher than the existing floor.
Okay.
So yes,
So do you hear, Mrs. Stefano, do you hear what she's saying? That instead of
That's
going
just-
down, it's going to go up a little bit.
That's just
Going up.
answered my question. She's not going to go down because I don't know what's under there. There could be ledge, there could be sand, but I have a collapsing
we're
fieldstone
not going
foundation.
down. We're
I
not
know.
going
I have-
down. We're just
I-
raising
I
it
have
up.
I have a collapsing fieldstone foundation right against within 5 feet of that house, and it's fine. It's lasted 50 years. It's not going anywhere. I'm not concerned about. I'm concerned about the disruption of the excavation as to whether it's going to collapse, and that means my house would collapse. I know I sound very dramatic, but you should take a look at the foundation. So I just want to make sure that if there's any excavation done there within, as you said, going to be within 5 feet of my house, that you're aware of what's happening on my foundation.
Yes.
No issue with the top floor, with 2 floors. I was thrilled that the house was being built. My only concern was making sure my house remained upright.
Understood. Okay. So, usually this is our time when the members would be asking questions. So do the members have any more questions of either the architect or Mr. Paregas?
Yes, I do. What, I guess this is to, Gina Allen. What guarantees do you have that any work you're doing will not disrupt the house that's right beside it?
So, can I say something?
Sure.
The zoning board, right? The construction methods of how they're going to proceed to move forward on excavating is up to the contractor to install it. So he'd be liable for any damages that are done to the neighbor's house.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Mr. Luigi's going to hire a contractor that has insurance and bonded that could cover this. We're talking about zoning issues now, right, Jocelyn?
Yes, we're talking about zoning. But I think member David Walsh he was going to ask an additional question of Miss Allen, so I'll want to let him finish his question. So I don't know.
I understand that the contractor has to have insurance and all that stuff, or you wouldn't hire him. But do they carry enough if the house that's the existing house at 10 James, if that were to collapse, do they carry enough insurance to rebuild that house?
If the neighbor's house will collapse
Yes.
or
That's the question.
well, they're responsible for the construction process. So I would imagine they'd carry the standard amount of insurance or whatever insurance will be required of them. But in New England, we have many, many houses that are constructed right next to each other. It's not like building something close to an adjacent property is something new. This is done every day. And so I'm assuming that we have a bonded contractor with a license that can construct this project without damaging an adjacent property. I think the good thing is that We're going to remove the old foundation, which is in a total state of disrepair, and use the same cavity where that foundation wall is to erect new formwork for a new foundation wall. I think the new foundation will not allow water to go straight through the house into the adjacent properties. So I see a new foundation as being an asset to the neighborhood. It'll keep the water, because right now the water goes down the hill, it goes right through that existing basement, and it goes right through all the stone wall. And with those stones removed and building the correct foundation, it'll help control the water on the site. And I would imagine that the contractor he'll be informed of what his responsibilities are. And we'll just have to make sure that he's aware of the different conditions and that the adjacent property has to be protected. I mean, I'm sure we'll have the water drainage devices, the hay bales and the tape and everything to keep the water and the dirt from running onto the adjacent property. So I think the standard tools for soil erosion will be used during this construction process.
Okay. Will you be responsible for what the contractor does?
I don't know why I would be responsible for what his methods and means of construction, but we'll have a structural engineer also on board, because he has to design that back wall of the house, the foundation. So the next step is to have the structural engineer the drawings. And so between the engineer, the architect, and the contractor and the homeowner, I think that I don't see why there would be any issue with constructing this. It's only 600 square feet. It's not like it's an enormous house. It's a very small house, 600 square feet. So I feel comfortable that we can build this foundation without any issues.
Jean, have you been engaged for construction administration?
No, we haven't reached that point.
Okay, just curious. Okay. So sounds like we've got all of our questions from the members have been asked about the presentation. Do any other members have any questions on the presentation today?
So just confirming on the new zoning table, the only relief now is for 0.0 or 0.2 of more lot coverage, right?
Yes.
Good.
And that's for the bulkhead. But if that becomes an issue, we will remove the bulkhead. Ideally, if we could keep it, that would be great, but it's 36 square feet that we've added over what is existing.
There's going to be 2 entrances to the basement?
Yes.
Okay. So next thing, and is of all of our questions have been answered. There was we received, I think, three total objections since the last hearing. The first one, I believe, was an email from Mr. Stefano, which we forwarded to everyone, and you expressed those concerns today pretty well, I think. Have you had them pretty much resolved, Mr. Stefano, based upon what your questions answered? Not yet? Okay. It's not resolvable, probably, right?
I mean, basically is that I've supported this building from the beginning. I supported the 2 floors. I'd love to have them here and whatever. I'm just concerned about losing the back of my house. And I
Understood.
don't feel
Okay.
comfortable. I don't feel comfortable that's been answered, but thank you.
Okay. And then, so there was another email that we received from the second neighbors. Sherry, I don't have your name in front of me, but are you present today? The one who submitted the marked up plans? Vicky and Sherry? So we went over those plans.
I thought I saw them on the go.
You're on mute, Vicky.
Oh, there you go. Did you
Yeah,
have anything else you wanted to say? I
they
just want to make
muted
sure we-
themselves.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah, you go, Jerry. Jerry, good job. That was good.
All right, so if anyone else has any comments, what we're gonna do right now is because all the members have pretty much asked their questions, I'm gonna ask the public one last time if they have anything that they wanted to say about this project. There was also something I received just a little while ago today. In addition to the marked up plan and the email from Mr. Stefano, we also received an email from a lawyer, I believe it was, Jen sent it over, that I did not have a chance to forward because it came in at 2:45 and I was tied up. And it looks like it's from Lisa McGloin, and you are present today, aren't you, Attorney McGloin?
I am. I'm on the call.
Okay. And so do you want to express what your concerns were regarding the parking?
Sure. So, I mean, I think there's certain requirements for parking in the town of Nahant, and I know that one of the issues that's going to be outstanding on this, I believe this house is built into either the private way or the public way, which could create an entire different problem. I understand it's been there for a while, but legally, it certainly appears it's built into the road. That being said, right now, where the stairs are existing to my client's property, there's 6 feet of space in between where a car would be passing to use this proposed parking area with the single car shown on the diagram. I think that a special permit at minimum is required. I do believe zoning relief's required as well for the parking plan here, and the standard should be applied. The turn radius there to make that turn for that car is supposed to be an 18-foot wide corridor. Right now, the maximum they could get between my client's property and the house, as the built plans are, is 11.5 feet, I believe. The other issue that my client brought to me last night and this morning, or this afternoon, I should say, around 1 o'clock, is I know everyone's talking about this pipe, and I understand the sewerage issue, the water discharge issue may be an issue that the town needs to address by way of the street. I'd just like to share my screen if I could for just one moment. I have a video not from yesterday, which was a significant storm, but from a regular rain coming through this pipe that everyone's talking about discharging water into. This is right near my client's unit or house. And you can see this is just a light storm, how much water is already coming down this. We're talking, I believe, about putting a lot of this water discharge into this single pipe. And in a moment further down, you'll see, I can advance the video, or hold on, how close it comes.
It's not up,
We can't see
Lisa.
right now. We can't see anything right now.
Sorry, hold on 1 second. I thought I was.
Attorney McGloin, can you just identify who your client is for the record? Because I just don't
Sure,
think
it's
you said that. I know you've been on
Nancy.
before.
Sorry, my apologies. My name is Lisa McGloin. My client is Nancy Fox from 5 Fallon Way. And this is the pipe that gives the light amount of discharge of water just in a light rainstorm, not something heavy like yesterday. And this is without extra water going into it. You can see that there's already
Sinkhole right here.
sinkholes being created by this right outside of her house.
Right there,
And look at how close it comes
My
to the
window.
window of her basement.
coming
So-
down here.
Her real concern is if we're talking about putting all this additional water into this hole, into this pipe, how much worse this problem is gonna get for her, and her basement and her house. So I mean, I can continue the video, but I think you get the gist of it. And that's the water going down as it is. So the water is a real concern, for my client in the basement, and what the town may end up doing. I don't know how to stop sharing. I'll try. There we go. It's a problem for long-term, what she and the neighbors will need to deal with. And that may be a long-term town issue. But I do think the parking issue and the fact that there is no contiguous lot and it doesn't meet parking requirements, and that really isn't enough space for a radius for a turn at a 90-degree angle to get into that spot, is a serious concern with respect to parking. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. And also, so the other thing that I had forwarded were the comments and the revised plans from the Victoria Fortino. So Ms. Fortino had raised her hand and she does want to speak. Hi, could you speak now if you have an opportunity, please?
Okay, I think there's a problem. This is Susan Sherry. There's a problem with our speaker on the computer.
Okay.
I'm on to start. I'm 6 Wilson Avenue, the co-owner with Vicky. We're glad to see the smaller house, but we have really strong opposition to the site plan, not because I think the 3-foot wall is great, it's creative, but the slope is the issue. The steepness of the slope in the current weather, we don't own that lot. So whether it's neglected or not matters to us. And, there's been disturbance, and the weather, the last storm, there have been just more gullies created of dirt and soil running down. So we think there needs to be erosion control of some kind on that slope itself because of its steepness. And I think I agree with Rich. I think there needs to be a solution. It's complicated because of the steepness, as we've talked, and as the water flow issue down the entire Fallon Way showed. And now that there's a final engineering team, we'd like to explore with the design team how we could contribute to both in design and cost to a shared solution to actually stabilize that slope, because we do not believe it will stay stable given weather events at this point. And Vicky may have more to say.
I'd like to ask a question, just so we could, maybe have a discussion. Are you saying that the slope is an issue now?
Yes.
Okay, so we're not, if a project is not proposed, you're saying there's an issue. So we're trying to do a project and not create further issues. But if there's an issue, then it should be dealt with now.
Yeah,
whether
we
there's
agree.
a project or not. And I, for one, am happy to have a discussion. I've not gotten a call to ask any questions about this. I'd be happy to have a discussion, but what you're describing is the current issue, not an issue that's created by this project.
I agree, but neglect isn't a solution at this point. And we think we can be part of a solution, but that requires some more discussion.
Agreed.
Thank you, Mrs. Burgess. Okay, so we had just heard from Miss Sherry. Is Miss Fortino, does she want to speak? Is she on?
Yeah. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry. We're having so many computer problems with Zoom right now. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I have to step away from the screen because there's like now an echo. Rich, I'd love to talk to you. That would be great. Thanks for clarifying that 8-foot wall isn't there anymore.
Just so we're clear, you were talking to Mr. Sprague, not Rich. Rich isn't here.
Oh no, I'm talking to I'm sort of addressing Rich Williams, what he just said.
Okay, it's William Sprague.
He'd be happy to talk to us.
I'm sorry. Our office is Williams and Sparagus.
Okay.
And that's how it shows up. I'm Rich Williams.
Okay, thank you. Clarify.
Okay. Should we could try to do something before next meeting, because we are really concerned about the slope of the hill. And I think I wasn't implying that Japanese knotweed is going to hold the soil in place. It's just, the thing is that that zone of influence, that we had hired a civil engineer to take a look at the wall and the situation with the wall. And he explained
and
how
I-
that zone of influence works. And we're just, as there's continued erosion, and there has been quite a bit of erosion. So every time that knotweed gets taken out, there's like soil swell, and it's just, I think we really are concerned with the steepness and what we can do to like kind of stabilize this hill.
And I appreciate that, but through the chair, it's really not part of the application. We're willing to, for our client and with our client, to talk about solutions there. But it's really not part of the application, because the lot is, the application is for the construction of the house. And I understand that concern, willing to talk about it, but it's not something that we're creating by doing this project.
Right. I'm not saying, I'm not implying that the building of the 3-foot walls is causing a problem, but the erosion is causing a problem. So I think it does have to be addressed. And I did think that although we don't have issues with the new architectural plans necessarily, I thought this was sort of a package deal, that we have to look at the site plan and the house plan as a combined entity before this gets approved.
I have a question, please. How does this affect somebody uphill? I mean, nothing's coming down on your home, right? I appreciate your interest.
Can I
in
speak for a moment?
No, we're gonna stop that for a minute.
I'm
I'll go
worried.
back and forth. We're not gonna
I'm
do that.
worried that our retaining wall is going to collapse because it's teetering on the edge of a really steep slope.
Okay, Miss Sherry, you have
Miss
an engaged
Miss
engineer,
Sherry,
correct?
can I speak for a moment?
1 second, Sherry. Did you get you have an engineer, correct, Miss Sherry?
Oh, yeah. And actually, Jocelyn, this is Vicky Fortino
Oh, Vicky, I
speaking
can't
from
tell.
Sue
Okay,
Sherry's
sorry.
phone.
Sorry to interrupt you, Jerry. But has your engineer reached out to Rich Williams?
No, we had him do a peer review for us.
Okay.
And at the time he established that the wall was in good condition.
Okay, I just wanted to know if they had spoke. Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, he's not. Yeah, no, we have not retained his services again.
Jerry, did you want to ask a question? Go ahead.
Mr. Williams, can you put your plot plan back up? She's indicating that area that doesn't belong to Mr. Luigi, correct? That's it's washing away. That's not his property to touch, is it?
Well, there's about 4 feet that's not his property to touch.
That's what I mean.
That the maintenance of the Japanese knotweed can be done without going on his property.
Okay, so is
Jerry,
that?
can I, when you have a second, can I ask you, can I throw my 2 cents for a minute?
Not really. Can I
Okay.
finish?
Not right now.
Can I finish what I'm saying,
Sure.
Mr. Luigi,
Yeah.
please?
Sure, please.
Mr. Williams,
Yes.
property that she's indicating is her property that needs to be.
No.
Rich, can you put the site plan back up?
Yeah, I am. Can you guys see that?
Yeah,
Yes.
zoom in on it.
I'm gonna, yeah.
So there's a property line right there, right?
Yeah, can you?
So this is the concrete wall.
Yeah, and then there's some
This
type of
is-
weird
This is
zigzag
a
thing.
wood wall that's got some stakes holding up
And
the
whose
wood.
is that? Whose wood wall
That's
is it?
theirs. Well,
This-
this part of the wall
Yeah,
is, on our property, but they've got an easement for it.
yeah.
And this part of the wall is,
Not I see it.
you know,
Okay.
close to the line, but and slightly over here, but mostly that area is on their property. So that, you know, any erosion stabilization that they want to do can be done by them. It's on their property.
It's not.
Correct.
Yeah,
It's not.
So it does show that wall at the bottom being on their property. And in the photos that I seen, not for nothing, but the footing, the existing footing for that wall seems like it's not deep enough. It seems like it's exposed, right? In those photos.
What, this wall? This
No,
is just a
no,
wood
the
wall with stakes.
all that
The
Mrs.
concrete?
Sherry's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that
tall
I
wall.
don't
wall.
know. I've not seen the design plan for that wall. So
Yeah.
I can't really comment on what it is.
Okay. But elevation 43, 42, 41. And there's the property line. So
If you look at the marked up plan that I sent, there are photographs of that on the last page. There you go.
Jerry, let me know when I can step in, okay?
So that wood structure is protecting the footing. And
Yep.
you know, there was a time when at the base of the wood of that wood curb, there was a flat spot that you could walk on.
So that was the footing that was exposed?
No, the footing's not exposed. The footing is below that gravel, you know, path. And
yeah. So
if
the
you look
wood,
at
the
the
wood
plans,
support
that
act-
wood wall is shown on the survey. And about half of that follows our property line, and then it
Yeah.
strays beyond.
Yep. So we're not planning on touching any of this, right? That's all not being planned to touch. We're down here with a wall, 3-foot wall.
Yes.
And if you wanted to come up with a mutually agreeable treatment for this, I'm
Yes.
sure we'd all be on board. We could
Okay.
find some, you know, put stone on it or whatever.
Yep.
But no one's, you know, it's not, we can't just be told, we're afraid of the slope. Because we can't do anything about that. That exists.
Okay.
If we want to treat it and we can do that, then happy to talk about it.
Okay.
All right.
It's not anything we're planning to touch in the first place.
So I could, you know, give you a call this week or next week.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. But you guys can talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
All right. So back to the members. Mr. Luigi wanted to speak. Could you do it briefly, sir? Because we need to move on to the next step.
Sure. Yeah, first of all, Jerry, I apologize if I stepped in. So it's very emotional, right? Because when we bought this home, I got to hear all the gossip that went around this house. And the number one gossip was the guy that owns the house up top, that I can't think of his name, the football coach there. He bought a house from a guy that his wall was going to fall down. And I found this information from the two ladies up top. The two ladies up top told me that they went out and put blocks on top of the cement wall that didn't have a footing. And she was concerned that her wall was going to fall down. So what we did, Jerry, is we went out and hired shade blocks that it cost me $2,500 to do whatever she wanted me to do there. After spending the $2,500, she's telling me, I don't like what you're doing. Now she wants to talk with me. Listen, I want to stay in my land. She can stay in her land. And one more thing, and we'll let it go. She also got she for $1, the lady that owned the house before gave her this piece of land for $1 so she could build her stairs. So because her stairs were walking, she had the guts to take. If you look at the pictures, this is why it can't be just on Zoom. You're trying to open up the screen to see things. It should be live. It's been over a year and a half.
Okay, Mr. Luigi, I'm gonna have to cut you off because
Okay,
I
we're
think this
done.
is getting
Yeah.
very emotional. I understand that for you right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
We
yeah.
understand what you're saying, but we really
Yeah.
would appreciate it if you would just kind of like, just be quiet for a few minutes, okay? We understand it, we hear it, we're ready to move forward with that, and we will try to address that for you, okay?
So
We
let me
understand
ask you this.
We
Can you
hear
give me 30 more seconds? Can you give me 30 more seconds?
Yes, of course. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. I'm trying to help the situation for everybody. We're not looking to make a humongous house. That the foundation of the cement walls, whatever has to be done, we'll do the best we can with it. And if I have a car that I'm driving, it's not safe, I will get pulled off the road. So I understand the lady's concerned about a foundation. I understand you guys don't know if it's a private or public. These are things before we even had this meeting, and I was told that it was a private way. And now you guys are telling me it's not. You're not sure. So you guys have been getting my money for taxes. I've been hiring engineers, architects.
Okay,
Please
Mr.
understand
Luigi.
why I'm upset. Yeah.
Mr. Luigi,
that is
we
enough.
understand that
It's
you're
enough.
upset.
Okay, we're gonna
We're
move
here
on.
to try to move this forward.
Thank you.
Okay. All
We
right, so,
understand that you need a new foundation to support your house. We understand all
Right.
that.
all right, so all of the members, do you have any more questions for the architect or for the engineer? Okay, we've given the parties who have submitted negative comments or positive comments a chance to respond further. And I think that's plenty. It's now 4:14 p.m. So what amongst ourselves, Jerry, Cam, Scott, Ian, can't remember if Ian's on here or not, myself.
Dave.
Let's talk about what we want to do next, because in my opinion, we still need to address the parking. We still need to address the status of the way. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be something that's insurmountable. I have a feeling that we're going to be able to do something with that. And so we need to, I think this, if we were to continue this matter, it's going to have to be the very last time. Because otherwise the members, we can't keep going on like this. We think that, I feel like this conversation should have taken place before they even applied for a permit. The parties should have had a neighborhood meeting. They should have communicated, exchanged information, helped each other out. Instead, we're forced to conduct these neighborhood discussions here. How does everyone else feel? Scott? Cam, what do you think? Jerry?
You know what I think? I think that Mr. Luigi's not expressing himself very well with his neighbors. I understand that he wants to improve his house so he can move in it. He's within his footprint. He came back with a better plan. He moved the stairs off the right of way. I think this plan's a lot better than we've seen throughout the other renovations of these plans. But at the same time, we have a neighbor on the uphill side that is complaining about a wall that's eroding, but it's on her property. Maybe she needs to hire an engineer to talk to Mr. Williams and try to resolve that. I think that what Mr. Luigi's doing is trying to make things better for everybody. And if people don't see that, that's sad. Unfortunately, I think that this project, this new plan is a lot better than the other plans that we've seen. I know that all neighbors are not going to agree on any of this, all of them, but some of them will, some of them won't. But I figured that this is a house that he can't even move into unless he renovates it. And it's unfortunate that if we deny him on doing this project, it's sad on our part.
Okay. Anyone else have a comment they want to add to this?
I mean, I think that the project's come a long way. We listened to it all evolve on here as opposed to maybe in the months before the application was filed. But it strikes me that it's a bulkhead away from being effectively an as-of-right project. A lot of communities don't even consider egress in things like setbacks. So, I mean, I think that's
I
come a
agree
long
with
way.
you. If he got rid of that bulkhead, he has a right to build within that footprint without even going to us.
I know it's members to speak, but this is Bob Serino up above him, the coach that he was just talking about. I think he's done an unbelievable job doing what he's trying to do. I'm all in favor. I blasted 14 feet down in Swampscott, 12 feet away from my parents' house. And if you get the right people to do it, you can do it. And I'm sorry, Robin, if you get the right people to do it, they're not going to affect your foundation. But I think he's a great guy. I think he's trying to move into his house, and he's done as much for anyone around the neighborhood than anyone has.
Okay,
That's all I can say.
thank you, sir.
Luigi, my name's Bob.
Bob, okay.
Mr. Serino, can you state your address?
11 James. I'm right above him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For the record,
Thank
I
you.
know we're not supposed to speak, but we had many, many interactions with our neighbors before filing anything. So what was mentioned as far as getting together with the neighborhood and having conversations before applying for anything, that was done multiple times, just for the record.
Okay. All right, so let's move
Thank
on.
you.
So I'd like to hear from Scott and from David, please.
My only comments I have, I am concerned that with Robert Stefano's property. I wish they already knew exactly who they were going to hire to do this work, somebody who's really responsible. But I assume they will find somebody. I hate to say assume, but let's hope they do. But in the meantime, I would like to see some sort of a guarantee that her house is protected. Whether it's by, floating a bond or being sure that the company has at least a $1 million bond, so if anything does happen to the house, they fix it. If that happens, I don't really have a problem with this project. You're basically putting the house in the same place it was. So I agree. If we don't put the bulkhead in, we don't really have a lot of decisions to make here. Everything is existing. We weren't involved in this property whether there was parking or no parking before anybody decided to do anything. So I don't really know why that becomes an issue at this point. So
Okay.
if they're willing to take the bulkhead off, then I have no problem with approving this thing and moving on, and make sure you hire the right people with the right insurance to do it properly.
Okay. And lastly, Scott, did you have anything you wanted to add to?
I mean, I think the other members have summed it up pretty well. I commend them for making so many edits and adjusting, keep coming back over the past months. I do think that there's been a little bit of pushback each time they go and change something with what is asked. It's kind of like a moving goalpost or something else that seems to be the next problem with what they're doing. And I commend them for getting to something where, as Jerry and David and Cam said, just a bulkhead away. I echo your concerns about the right of way and the parking. I think the parking, I don't know if that is something that needs to be, since it's non-conforming. I know the only because they didn't apply for it, but the proposed plan is a proposed driveway. So I think that might be something that needs to be addressed. But I commend them on the amount of work that's been gone into this, and I think kind of echo their things. I think that there's only a bulkhead away from being as a right project.
Okay. I agree with you there for the most part, except for the right of way and the parking. So you're right about that. So I really don't want to continue this matter, but I feel like we have no choice because I did not get a definitive answer from town council about the way. So what I think would be important to know is that, I agree with you, Scott, and I agree with all of you, actually. I think we're all in agreement that it's come a long way. Came from something that we pretty much like, whoa, into something that looks possibly doable here. But and you've made so many advances with the neighbors. And to the owner's, comment regarding, we did speak with the neighbors. I don't know that there was a meeting like this where everybody got to see the plan and talk to the engineers and have that kind of conversation. That's usually what needs to happen before something can be developed and be changed and, be accepted or what have you. So anyway, we also have some recent changes in the zoning law, and we have to take that into account before we make a decision. So I'm
Can I
going
just
to,
ask a quick question? Can I
yes, go
just
ahead.
ask a quick question?
Sure, Jane,
If
go
we
ahead.
get rid of the bulkhead, does that mean that we still need to apply for a special permit, but would we still need zoning board approval? Is that what
Well,
you're saying?
what I'm saying is that, what we are saying is that without the bulkhead, you basically, you're on the site plan, you have certified basically the dimensional requirements.
Okay.
And those dimensional requirements, there's very little change. And we're wondering if we take out the bulkhead, is there any change at all from the prior structure?
We'll take out the bulkhead. We'll take the
And
bulkhead out. No
I don't
problem.
think, we're not saying we're going to deny you if you don't. I think that was just a commentary about how limited the relief is.
exactly. Exactly.
I'm
So if
just
you need the
wondering if it'll
bulkhead,
make
that's
the,
not going to be a barrier for us. What we're saying is that that's what involves us possibly, because we also have to take a look at the new law that just came into effect about a week ago. Regarding if there has been a release or a relaxing of the zoning requirements in
restrictions.
Massachusetts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So does that mean if if there are no changes to the existing, then is it still, do we need to get approval from the board, given what was the new regulations? Is that what you're saying?
Right, that's what we need to determine. And I'm guessing no, because of the fact that we only have that 703E, but I have to discuss that with town council to see whether or not that's still going to apply. And again, I haven't
Okay.
heard back on the way yet. What I'd like to do is to get a very short date. So I don't know what the availability is of everyone here in the next week till we can finalize this matter.
Okay.
Jocelyn,
Um,
Okay.
I have concerns that we're not going to get an answer by town council if it's been already that amount of time from getting an answer. And I don't want everyone else to have to come to a Zoom for us not to have an answer from town council. That's my only concern with the short notice.
Yeah.
But we need to have a date certain in order to continue the matter without re-advertising. So, I do think a short date we did put it forth almost a month ago. And so, I know I asked him today and he said he did not have any additional update. He said that he had looked at, several things, at different types of records at town hall and was unable to ascertain where that way began and ended. It does make a difference for us in terms of the relief, I believe, so we need to know that. So what I would suggest is if you want to go a week, 10 days, what do you think?
We are going to be out of the country for 3 weeks, starting next Thursday.
And next Thursday. Okay, so how about before they leave? Can anyone do 1 week from today, or do you want to go out further?
Can we talk to council sooner than that, Joshua? Do you know?
Yes, we could, yes,
I
again.
mean,
I'll
so we
find out
can
if
just
he's-
resolve some things. But at the same time, if they take the bulkhead out, they could probably get a building permit without even asking us anything.
That was my question.
Yeah.
If we get rid of the bulkhead, we can move forward with getting a building permit.
Possibly, would you try it? See if Rich sees any other issues. I don't, I can't say. I can't speak for
The
him.
park, may I speak up?
Yes,
I'm
go ahead.
Nancy Fox, and thanks quickly. Yes, if you're just talking about this permit, is this parking because of no one understands this paper street right away? Is that set aside if they were to, with these new zoning laws, to get a
We haven't
permit?
addressed any of that yet.
Right, so that'll be a separate thing if.
No, not a separate thing. We're
gotta
not there
keep it
yet.
together.
Not there yet. They may speak to the building department and get a different answer. All I'm saying is I'm looking for a date with the members as soon as possible so we can try and get this resolved. In the meantime, I'll try and get all of our questions answered.
I'm available next Wednesday, 3:00.
I could do next Wednesday also.
Unfortunately, I can't. I don't know if I'm 100% necessary, but I can't.
You are necessary. Can you do 4 or 5 or any other time on that day?
I have a conference starting at 1 through like 7 p.m.
How about
Okay.
Tuesday?
How about Tuesday, Kim?
I can do Tuesday.
I'm good for
I
Tuesday.
can do Tuesday at 3.
Let me make sure that I am available.
Tuesday at 3, yeah.
Scott, how about you?
Josh?
Is there any chance we can do 3:30? I have a hearing at 2, just a buffer if I don't get heard
Yeah.
by them.
Tuesday the
3:30 's fine.
28th,
I can do 3:30.
3:30, next Tuesday.
Fine.
That's okay, Cam?
Yes.
Scott? 3:30?
Yeah, that
All
works.
right. We're going to continue it to then, and hopefully we'll have some kind of resolution of some of these issues.
Can you repeat the date of that, date and time?
Sure, that's July 28th.
28.
It's a Tuesday at 3:30 p.m.
Thank you.
All right. A motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second by Cam Merrill. No discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye, Walsh.
Hi, Gerardo Raphael.
Scott Fries.
Hey, Marilyn.
And Jocelyn Campbell, aye. All right. 3:30 next Tuesday.
Okay.
We'll see you all then.
Go close your windows on the north and west side of the house.
Okay. Thanks,
Thank
David.
you, everyone.
See ya.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.